Head coach of the Rovers, Brendan Teeley. Tonight's match at Community Savings Credit Union bench will be officiated by head referee Iwan Jakinski, first assistant referee Garrett Coombs, second assistant referee Liam Abriel, and the fourth official Chris Harrow. Interested in becoming a referee? BC Soccer wants to hear from you. Please visit bcsoccer.net/referees for more details. Soccer fans, at this time, we do ask that you please rise if you are able, and please remove your hats for the playing of the Canadian National Anthem.
It's Friday, it's under the lights action at Swangard, and it's League 1 BC top of the table clash between the hosts TSS Rovers and the visiting Vancouver Whitecaps FC. They're tied at 12 points apiece. The TSS unbeaten from their 6 matches so far, 3 wins and 3 draws for their 12 points. The Whitecaps have played an extra game. They've 3 wins, 3 draws and just a 1 solitary defeat. It came in the second game of the season for them against TSS Rovers, and they will be out for revenge tonight. We'll give you the starting lineups right off the bat here. And in goals for the Whitecaps, a change. Ben Alexander's played every minute so far for the Whitecaps, but not tonight. As in goals is number 99, Matthew De Souza, making his first start of the year. The rest we'll give you in numerical order. Number 65, Mario Lefebvre. Number 68, Cristiano da Silva. Number 72, Nikos Clark Tozak. Number 77, Joshua Dakala. Number 79, Matteo Samori. Number 84, Amone Thomas. Number 85, Sydney Wathuta. Number 87, Sahai Williams. Number 88, Angela Zhu. And number 98, David Ajagbe. And head coach Ewan Fisher's side lining up in a 3-4-3 formation to take on Brendan Teeling's unbeaten TSS Rovers. In goals for them, as it has been all season, he's played every minute of every game so far. It's number 1, Justin Sandu. Number 3, Gabriel Escobar. Number 4, Nick White. Number 8, Ivan Mejia. Number 9, Masoud Habibullah. Number 10, Matteo Polisi. Number 17, Danilo Shmichenko. Number 18, Devin O'Hay. Number 19, Michael Hennessy. Number 22, Cian Proctor. And number 23 is Gurman Sanga. TSS Rovers in their red jerseys with the white trim, red shorts and white numbers. They'll be going from left to right in this first half. The Whitecaps in their change blue jerseys with the white band and the white shorts. They will be going from right to left in the first half here this evening. As mentioned, TSS won the previous encounter between these two teams, a big 4-1 victory on May 4th. Rovers started their season off with 3 straight wins, but they've had 3 straight draws, which has stopped them running away from things at the top of the table. And what a top of the table it is. 4 teams tied on 12 points at the top of the League 1 BC standings. The Whitecaps are first, Altitude are second, the Whitecaps are third, and Unity, after their draw on Wednesday night with Burnaby, are in 4th on 12 points. A win for either of these sides this evening will set it up nicely at the top and take them to the top of the table. A draw would see TSS stay top on the tiebreaker rule, having beaten the Whitecaps in that first game. And the action is underway here as TSS get this one underway. The man in the middle is referee Ivan Lekansky. Sorry, my app has just closed down. I will get this back up. Ivan Jakansky, the man in the middle. Garrett Coombs, the first assistant referee. Liam Ambreo is the second assistant referee, and Chris Harrop is the 4th official, with Alain Rouche, the match commissioner for this one, as he was for the women's game earlier. That was an entertaining encounter. The Whitecaps run out 2-0 victors, with their player of the game being the crossbar that denied TSS 3 times in the second half. What do we have in store for this one? It's the Whitecaps on the front foot early. And another good crowd out at Swangard for this one. Referee Jakansky just not happy with something that he's seen, just giving the players a little bit of a warning here. As the Caps will now get on with the corner. De Silva sends that in, it's cleared. Habibullah holds it up, it gets taken off his foot though, and the Whitecaps will play this all the way back to De Souza, getting his first start of the year.
No, I'm teasing. I've done that 300 million times. Yeah. Gosh.
The Caps just keeping possession just now. De Souza, incidentally, 18-year-old goalkeeper out of Surrey, has been in the Whitecaps organisation since August 2021 and did make 2 appearances in League 1 for them last year, as the Whitecaps will get an early free kick opportunity here just inside the TSS half. They've taken it in their own half for some strange reason, but on with the play they go. Of course, the meeting between these two teams at Swangard last year finished in a 1-1 draw. 2 goal of the season contenders, including Patty Izzett's one from the halfway line that salvaged a point for the Whitecaps, and that was a big 2 points dropped by TSS, and in the end cost them dear at the top of the standings, that saw Victoria Highlanders win the regular season title. TSS keen to finish in first place at the end of the regular season. They want to be back in the Canadian Championship for a 3rd straight year, and they will do that if they can be top come July 21st when the regular season games wrap up. And that's a long ball over the top. Great hold up play there by Matteo Samori, wearing the captain's armband this evening for the Whitecaps. Danilo Shmichenko, the captain, of course, for TSS. And Danilo will be very happy with Ukraine's big 2-1 victory this morning in the Euros. I'm sure that's put an extra spring in the Ukrainian step. Bring the ball forward now though is Angelo Zhu. Whitecaps keep it alive. Nice little touch inside from Mathuta. It's been all Whitecaps so far. TSS not had a lot of touches on the ball. The Caps just playing the patience game just now as Thomas, who's had a fantastic season for the Whitecaps, playing that one back. TSS though force the turnover and they might get a chance now to get something them going themselves. They've been slow starters in their last few games. They've had to come from behind to salvage a point with Unity, to salvage a point with Harbourside where they trailed 2-0 and 3-1 before coming away with a 3-all draw on Sunday, thanks to Dominic DePaulo's first goal as a TSS Rover, and the flag up for offside there on Masood Habibullah, coming back into the starting lineup for TSS this evening after coming on as a half-time sub on Sunday. Five days rest for TSS. The Whitecaps though haven't played since Wednesday of last week, so they're coming into this a little bit more refreshed. The heat has certainly dropped down at pitch level as well. As a long ball over the top for Thomas to try and bring down. He does bring it down. Tries to get the shot off, but it takes a deflection off Sandu and it's going to be out for a Whitecaps corner. First great opportunity for the Whitecaps this evening. And Amani Thomas is so fast and he's having a great season, as I mentioned, out there for the Whitecaps, and almost putting his side ahead there. He's got 2 assists on the season, has Thomas, still looking for his first goal. 8 different goal scorers for the Whitecaps so far this year. Good delivery into the box. Kadala rising for that one, but judged to have fouled DeCala on the jump there, and it's going to be a chance for the Rovers now to bring it out from the back. Taken too quickly for the referee's liking. 10 different Rovers have found the back of the net this season, as well as benefiting from an own goal. 6 different Rovers registering assists to 7 for the Whitecaps. And if you were with us for the women's game, I watched the goal back, so just to clear up who did get the assist on Geneva Hernandez-Gray's second goal, it was actually Claire Logan with the header forward to set the chance up for Hernandez-Gray. Logan's first assist of the season there. Hennessy wins it back, brought down by Williams fairly, says the referee, as the SFU man goes down and a heap comes up limping. Whitecaps won't care, they are just pressing forward here, and Samori putting some pressure on Nick White, who did get on the score sheet at the weekend. Whitecaps moving the ball around well out there. Zhu, fancy footwork, trying to get the better of Gabe Escobar, but Escobar more than standing up there to Zhu. The El Salvadorian under 20 international Gabe Escobar, still coming back from the injury that derailed the start to his season. As the ball played back to De Souza, first chance for De Souza to be under pressure. Good boot out there from the young Caps keeper. Mathuta plays that one back, now a chance for Zhu. He's been a creative midfield dynamo for the Whitecaps in the first half of the season. Mathuta does well to keep that in, but Shmachenko over, mopping up the ball. Habibullah heading it down, nobody anywhere close to him. O'Hay playing quite deep there just now. Interesting TSS lineup for this one. A lot of forwards on the pitch who can also play in the attacking midfield role. So it's been interesting to see what this lineup is. O'Hay seems to have a little bit of a free-flowing role out there. Habibullah seems to be leading the line. We're looking at a 4-2-3-1 formation for Brendan Teeling's side. Clark Tozak up the wing. Tuzu tries to knock it past Escobar, but another good challenge in there from Gabe Escobar. TSS coming into this one as the highest scorers in the league with their 17 goals and the best defensive record along with the Whitecaps, both teams only letting in 11 goals over the season. Whitecaps have played an extra game, so even more impressive for them as Ajagbe gets the ball, tries to get that out to Samori, but hits off the leg of a TSS player and they'll get this danger cleared. The Whitecaps have scored in every game that they've played this year. Only goal TSS have not scored in was a 0-0 draw with Burnaby in torrential conditions at Burnaby Lake. Thought we were going to have a lake on the field for that one, but finished 0-0. TSS down to 10 men after Masood Habibullah's sending off in about the 36th minute. And Wathuta now storming forward here. Good challenge there from Smichenko. Ball breaks though to De Silva. Slow-paced start to this game from TSS. It is very energy-sapping conditions out there. Definitely a lot better now than it was for the women's game about 2 hours ago. Nice play there from Thomas. Slips that one inside to Samori. Goes for this shot himself, and Sandu more than a match for that one. Samori, I think, had thought about playing that through for Ajagbe, who had just strayed into an offside position and had to come back there. And here you go, the Rovers now up the other end. Sanga trying to chase that one down, but Williams more than a match for that. Gilman Sanga with 2 goals and 2 assists on the year. Started very strongly for TSS. Has been kept off the score sheet the last few games though. He leaves this one for Escobar. Oh, he plays that inside, looking for Hennessy. That was well read though by Zoo, and now a chance for the Whitecaps to break. Ajagbe, good movement here. Wathuta gets a chance to break up the left wing here. O'Hay forced to track back, and that's a challenge there from O'Hay. Referee saying he got the ball and knocked it out for a corner. I think there's a few TSS hearts in their mouth there as Wathuta went down. It looked like a bit of a striker's challenge in the box, but TSS get away with it, and it brings up a Whitecaps corner here. De Silva over to take this one again. Samori coming short, time deciding to come away. Has played into the box, headed clear by O'Hay, who's had to put in more of a defensive shift than in the other box so far through the first 13 minutes here at Swangard Stadium. Whitecaps keeping the pressure on. It's a corner. It's left for Thomas. Thomas cuts away now to try and make room. Forced to play back as TSS keep it tight at the back, and Caps will recycle it out to the left. Clark Tozak under a little bit of pressure there from Hennessy. And Williams forced to play that one back to his keeper, and the Whitecaps will build out of the back. It's a loose one from De Souza. Mejia picks it up. Nice little give and go there. Mejia plays it through for Hennessy. He stumbles but gets the ball. Cuts it back here to Sanga. Fancy footwork from the Whitecaps Academy alumni, and it's going to be a corner for TSS Rovers. Just burst into life there, pouncing on that loose kick out from Matthew De Souza, and that's not going to calm any nerves that you might have out there. Polizzi over to take the corner. Big bodies in the box here for TSS. Play to the edge of the box, flipped up nicely there by Hennessy, and De Souza out commanding his box there with a big punch away off the head of Proctor. And Hennessy forced back here, and TSS will have to track back. That was good pressing play by the Whitecaps to not allow the second ball to come in there. Sandhu chips it forward to Zub, but the flag up for offside on Sanga, coming back from an offside position there. TSS almost back to full strength. Koji Pun still over in Japan. He will be back for the tail end of the season. But aside from that, they've got their key players, their big hitters out on the pitch just now. Only one really missing from this starting lineup, you might say, Ali Zohar, Conor McMillan as well, but certainly good replacements out there for the Rovers. Ewan Fisher mixing things up a little bit with this Whitecap side, but nice to see Sydney Wathuta getting the start. Liked what I saw from Wathuta last year. And he's coming off a rookie season with Vermont where he got 2 goals and an assist from his 15 matches. He got his first goal in his first start for Vermont, and certainly knows his way to the back of the net. Got 2 goals for the Whitecaps in League One last season. O'Hay having to come back deep again to try and make something happen. Definitely look like O'Hay's been given a roaming role tonight. That's a nice ball over the top for Sanga to chase down. He's certainly got pace, but so does Clark Tozak. But he gives it away there, and Sanga, some good footwork, gets to the byline. Clark Tozak recovers well, but runs it out for another TSS corner. That's going to be an interesting tussle this evening between Sanga and Clark Tozak. Sanga came through the Whitecaps Academy, has played in League One for the Whitecaps last year. Spent down in MLS Next Pro though. Not with the Whitecaps, but with the Charlotte Legacy, where he featured 12 times. Polisi now, another corner here for TSS. Good delivery to the edge of the 6-yard box. White can't get set on it, breaks to Mejia. And that's high and over from the Colombian. Now the Caps get a chance to break quickly here up the other end. De Silva storming forward here for Vancouver. Touch inside to Jagby. He's forced back though under the pressure from Smichenko. Jagby still keeping hold of the ball. Leading scorer for the Whitecaps just now, David Ajagby. He's got 4 goals on the season. And that's a good ball for Habibullah to chase. He's in a bit of a foot race, and I think that decision, I thought that was a foul by Habibullah, I've got to say, but referee let that one go. But that's exactly the kind of tussles that Habibullah loves. He loves a one-on-one ball over the top foot race, and more often than not he comes away on the right side of it. And he does well in that tussle, and the Rovers have a 3rd corner now in the first half here in the 19th minute. Polisi over now on the far side to take it. Shmachenko and White, big bodies coming up here. White got his first goal of the season for TSS on Sunday. Can he add to it here? Referee again not happy with what he's seeing. Very officious official, we can say so far this evening, as he gives a bit of a talking to Joshua Dakala. Polisi now gets the chance to send this one in high into the back of the box. White hits it into the danger area. It's cleared by the Caps, and now they get a chance to break. Ajagbe, that's a beautiful ball. It looked offside to me, but flag stays down. Whitecaps pushing hard. Samori makes a run forward. And the Caps just wait for some help and some numbers to get up there. That was a fantastic quick counter-attack, great transition play, and very well read by David Ajagbe. Getting the ball out wide to Wathuta. And that's going to bring up the first booking of the match, and it comes to Joshua Dakala. The referee had just had a word with him about stuff in the box, and it kind of feels like that was the last warning for the big man. And the first card comes out in the 20th minute here at Community Savings Credit Union Field at Swangard Stadium. And it goes the way of the 18-year-old from Edmonton. Been with the Whitecaps since 2018. Has featured the last 3 seasons for WFC 2. Getting some important minutes though under his belt this evening. As Polisi sends a high one to the back of the box. White heads it back into the danger zone. It's cleared. And again, it's a chance here for Ajagbe to bring this out. Forced back though by Escobar. And Ahe not allowing Zoo to get anything going there. Quickly taken throw in by the Caps, with Tuta sent crashing to the deck there by Escobar. So he was going to get a talking to by the referee, who's not happy where this one was taken. I think if there's anything the players have learned through the first 20 or so minutes of this, is you're not going to get away with anything from referee Jakanski this evening. He's going to be very much by the book. And he's brought his cards out early as well, so we'll see how that factors into proceedings tonight. For now though, free kick for the Whitecaps. Angelo Zhu doesn't really get the curl in that he's looking for, and that's easily into the arms of Sandhu. Quickly gets this up the field for Hennessy. Hennessy, of course, the Rovers hero in that Canadian Championship game against Pacific. TSS unbeaten all year over 90 minutes. 6 in League 1BC, 1 in the Canadian Championship. Derailed by a 98th minute equaliser by Pacific in that one. 8 minutes into the 6 minutes of stoppage time added on. By the match coordinator, Alan Rush. And the Rovers looking to keep their unbeaten record alive this evening as we reach the midway point of the first half. There's been a few flashes of excitement, but it's been a slower pace than we saw in the women's game, which was end-to-end scattergun stuff at times in the second half. Rovers hit the bar 3 times in that one. The bar that the TSS players are playing towards in this first half. Swan Guardians at that end cheering on their boys as they always do. But here comes De Silva bringing this one forward now for the Whitecaps. He's got some bodies forward, plays that one out wide, and it's going to come inside now to Thomas. Clark Tozak now driving forward for the Caps. Just over hit that one for Ajagbe, and Escobar, as he has done so often in the first half, there to deal with any potential threat from the Whitecaps. Caps keeping it alive though. Ajagbe plays it back to Zhu. It's a high up and under, and it's just got way too much on it. Surprised where that ended up actually. Thought it was going to drop down a little bit before it did, but just got too much weight on that one, and that carries up and high and behind, and the Rovers will build out from the back once again. And the high press here from the Whitecaps, putting Sandhu under pressure. He gets the ball taken off him there, and he brings down Ajagbe with a challenge, and referee Jakanski has no hesitation in pointing to the spot. Now Whitecaps have a penalty and a chance to go ahead here in the 25th minute. Dangerous play from the Whitecaps, playing it out of their backline. You just can't do that against this Whitecaps side that have so much pace up there. And they pressed hard, and Sandhu with a clumsy challenge, and Ajagbe didn't need asking for going down there. And it brings up a chance for the captain, Matteo Samori, to try and give the visitors the lead from the spot.
Hey, it's not my mic. Don't get on my mic.
Samori against Sandhu, and he sends the keeper the wrong way, and the Whitecaps have the 1-0 lead here in the 26th minute. Matteo Samori, his third goal of the season, and once again TSS are going to have to come from behind if they want to salvage anything from this one. Samori now moves one behind David Ajagbe in the Whitecaps' top scoring race. And TSS, some heads down out there. It's like they look a little bit flat tonight. They've just not had the spark, the oomph that we've seen from this team. Don't know whether it's the conditions or what it is, but they need to find a little bit of their spark, a little bit of their magic to get themselves back into this one, because you know the Whitecaps are going to keep pushing. It was 3 first half goals that had TSS up and running and flying in the first meeting between these two at Thunderbird Stadium at the start of May. But it's been the Whitecaps deservedly in the lead here. They've been the better of the two teams through the first 26 minutes of this one. Rewarded from the spot. As a challenge going in there from Thomas, and is this going to bring out the second yellow of the night, or is it just going to be a talking to? It looks like it is just a talking to for Thomas from referee Jakanski. Matteo Pugliese looking for a little bit more for the challenge there. It was the halftime subs that were made on Sunday that brought some renewed spark for TSS. The guys that came on then, though, are on the pitch tonight, so where is that spark going to come from when you look down the Rovers bench? Still a lot of football to be played, over an hour of this one to go, but right now the Whitecaps comfortably having the 1-0 lead here as De Silva gets away from the challenge there from Hennessy. Plays that one inside to Ajagbe, and it's getting a little bit scrappy in the middle there of the Rovers half, and the Caps play it back, and they'll recycle it out now over to the left side. Remember, if you want to get in touch with us during the broadcast, no more chats on the YouTube stream, but you can get in touch on X, formerly Twitter, at AFTN Canada, or if that's not your thing, send an email, aftncanada@hotmail.com. We love to make these broadcasts interactive. As Samori dangerously whipping that ball in, and it's chested clear by White. Rovers though still can't get it out their half. De Silva now turns away nicely. Samori, he's had a good first half out there. Matteo Samori leading by example, wearing that captain's armband for the Whitecaps. Giving away a free kick though, which the Rovers quickly get on with. They trailed 2-0 to Unity. They trailed 2-0 and 3-1 to Harbourside, and they fought back in those games for points. Doesn't seem a sustainable MO though for TSS if they want to finish top of the standings come the end of the season. Right now, first place in the regular season, and that place in the Canadian Championship is in TSS's hands. But a loss tonight will really put the cat amongst the pigeons. Somebody tries to turn away from Shmichenko, and Hennessy picks up that loose ball. He's closed down very quickly though by De Silva. And he takes a touch off the Caps man. It's out for a Rovers throw-in. Sanga quickly gets on with it. And they try their luck now on the left wing. Mejia, we haven't seen his dancing shoes this evening, and he could really do with finding them to try and get TSS back into this one. Proctor plays that one forward to Mejia. Touch inside to O'Hay, who's certainly not been as effective in this deeper role as we've seen him when he's been leading the line or playing in the number 10 for TSS. You wonder if that might be a little switch in formation that we might see later in this game. As Sanga cuts inside, looking for some space to open up for a pass. Habibullah plays it back to Mejia. Nice little chip forward to Sanga. Takes a touch to flag up though. Very quickly on the near side there. Sanga puts it high and over anyway. It did look offside as soon as the ball came through to Gurman Sanga. TSS responded well since going down to that goal. Still a lot of football to be played here as we move into the last 15 minutes of the first half here at Swangard. Matthias Amori's spot kick, the difference between these two teams right now. Placey sprays that out to Mejia. Dances past Thomas, but Thomas recovers well with a sliding tackle to put that behind. It's going to bring up another TSS corner. Polisi over again on set piece duties. He's had some good deliveries so far. It's another good in-swinger, punched away by De Souza. Hennessy and Mejia getting each other's way, and that's going to allow Matteo Samori to break. It's a 4-on-2 break here for the Whitecaps. Shmichenko getting past quick. Samori gets the ball, it's bouncing about there, and that's a wasted opportunity for the Whitecaps. You have to feel they do get a throw in here, but a 4-on-2 break, they needed to move that about a lot quicker than they did. And TSS living very dangerously at the back right now. This is a very fast-paced Whitecaps side. They cannot allow quick transition plays like that, and they've done it a couple of times so far in this first half. Escobar, nice long ball over the top for Sanga to bring down. He does well. It's another battle between Sanga and Clark Tozak, and this time it's the Caps defender that wins that one. Clark Tozak still driving forward here. Nice little touch outside to Wathuta. Just had too much on that, and it runs away from the Caps winger. And TSS not wasting any time to get the ball back into play here. And that's a loose one. That's very well read by Thomas. Cuts inside, brought down, just stumbles, says the referee. Thomas gets it back on the edge of the box, cuts inside, still Thomas battling away, and it takes a deflection off his foot, and it's high and over and out for a TSS Rovers goal kick. Escobar now, as we've seen through this first 34 minutes, every time a Whitecaps player is getting the ball out there, especially in their own half, they're getting pressed and closed down so quickly by this Whitecaps side. Pelosi battling well, and that's a loose one from Escobar. I think he thought he had a little bit more real estate to play with there than he did. And that's going to be out for a throw-in to the Caps. Sanga tried the cheeky little header to knock that ball away from the throw-in, didn't quite come off, and the Caps will build it out from the back. Zhu, just a bit of a missed touch there, it's going to run out, and now the Rovers get a throw-in of their own, forced back though to build out from the back once again. See now in the middle, there's not any room in any of the channels for TSS to get this ball forward. The Whitecaps marking in this first half has been tremendous, as has their positional play. TSS have had the most success with some of these long balls over the top, and this one breaks to Hennessy. Touch inside to Hababulu, who goes for the turn and shot. Well blocked there though by Williams. Sorry, Clark Tozak was the player to block that one. Rovers keep it alive. Escobar cuts inside, delicately chips that forward. Nobody on the same page though as Gabo, and it just runs into the arms of De Souza. Not a great kick out again from the keeper. Escobar quick to pounce on that, and the Rovers now have a chance. Clark Tozak over well though to take that off the foot of Sanga. Shmachenko put under pressure by Ajagbe. That was great play from the big striker, and taking that away from Shmachenko, who battles back, and TSS win it back. Escobar now. Again, they'll be forced back from the Whitecaps press. Proctor battling away there with Thomas, unfairly judged by the referee, and that's going to break things up and give the Whitecaps a chance now to slow things down, get a bit of breathing space, and try and see out the last 8 minutes of the first half here with their 1-goal lead, and maybe even add to it in the closing minutes. TSS have been the better of the two teams since the Whitecaps went ahead, but they look dangerous in the counter-attacks, and here's another one here. Ajagbe with a shot, and it's tipped away by Justin Sandu, and he had to get a paw to that one. Fingertip touch away. More great work by the big Irish striker David Ajagbe. The Caps though will get a corner here. Ajagbe was the joint highest scorer for the Whitecaps in the Fraser Valley League this winter season, and he's brought that good form into League One. He had 11 goals and 2 in the Cup for the Whitecaps in the Fraser Valley Premier. And the Caps get another corner here. And Ajagbe and Samori have been a real handful for this TSS defence tonight. It's been a very good game plan by Whitecaps head coach Ewan Fisher, and his team have executed it perfectly in the first 38 minutes and change here at Swangard. Can they add to their tally? Goes short to Samori. Zoo tries to cut into the box. Whitecaps might have left himself a little bit short at the back on the quick counter, but TSS not getting players forward quick enough. Hennessy is battling away there, but he gets the ball taken off his foot. And the Caps will build again. Thomas over on the left side now. Making the run for the ball over the top wasn't forthcoming for Amani Thomas. And Clark Tozak dangerously playing that to Dakala, who's under pressure here from Mejia. And Dakala being forced back. He feels he's going to have to play this back. He eventually does. And a big boot up the field from Sahai Williams, just clearing the danger out of the Whitecaps half. For TSS, you want to try and attack Joshua Dakala out there. He's on a yellow card. He's looked a little bit shaky, and try and force him into another mistake. But instead, they're on the front foot here. Ajagbe inside to Samori. Nice first touch by Samori. Drags it wide. A little push on the back. He could have gone down there. Stays on his feet. Cuts it back to Thomas. Out to Ajagbe. Goes for the curler. Doesn't keep it down, and it's high and over the TSS bar. As we move into the last 5 minutes of the first half here at Swangard Stadium. Matteo Samori's 26th minute penalty, the difference between these two sides just now. And it's a goal that sends the Whitecaps to the top of the League 1 BC standings. Will they be there in about an hour or so's time? You feel this is a game with a few more twists and turns in store. Oh hey, powering forward here, looking for his former SFU teammate Michael Hennessy. The pass just was not on. Those two linked up so well last college season for the Red Leafs. TSS could do with him finding some of that chemistry tonight. Do feel Kevin Devonhay needs to push himself a little bit further forward. Sanga picks up the loose ball, turns, thinks about the shot, plays inside to Pelosi. He does go for the shot, it's punched away by De Souza, and the rebound falls to Sanga, but he can't get the shot off, and it runs away from him, and De Souza quickly off his line to deal with that. Good save there from the young Caps keeper, but a bit of a misplay there from Clark Tozak as Thomas goes down, trips on the turf and comes up limping as well. Dangerous one into the back of the box to Mejia, and he took too long. De Souza very quickly off his line there. His kickouts and distribution haven't been great tonight, but his saves and reading of these situations has been good. TSS though keeping the pressure on in the closing minutes of the first half. Hennessy onto the head of Habibullah, and it's turned away. Another brilliant stop from Matthew De Souza. Sprawling save from the Caps keeper. Brings up another TSS corner. Masood Habibullah denied by the young Caps keeper. Last year's Golden Boot winner in League 1 BC, Habibullah. Only has the one goal so far this season. Close to adding to it there, as TSS close to finding the equaliser. They're knocking on the door. Polisi to the edge of the 6-yard box, bounces off a few heads, and Thomas will now put this out to Samori. Thomas making the streaking run, it's just behind him, and it's picked back up by TSS. Oh hey, inside to Mejia, he goes for the curler, and it's another crossbar for TSS tonight. The first for the men in this one, the fourth of the evening on this same goal for TSS. I do feel they need to get that one measured. The Whitecaps defence bending close to breaking, but so far they have not been breached. And now they get a chance up the other end, but that's going to be well read by Escobar, and he'll play that one back to Sandu. White with a long ball up to Mejia. This has been more like it from TSS in the last 5 minutes. They've really taken the game to the Whitecaps after a bit of a lacklustre start, it has to be said, from the home side. They have been the comeback kings this season in League One, to salvage points when hope maybe looked lost. Nick's goal in this one is going to be absolutely crucial, and it's trending TSS's way just now. They won't want the half-time whistle to come, but they've only got 30 seconds of the first half plus stoppage time remaining. Jagby does well to turn away there under the pressure from O'Hay tracking back. Thomas, he's got a lot of room ahead of him to get across in. Doesn't find the right direction. We'll keep an eye on the fourth official on the far side to see how much time he's going to indicate. I wouldn't think it's actually going to be too much. 1 or 2 at the very most, and it is indeed just the 1 minute.
The fourth official has indicated that there will be a minimum of 1 minute of added time.
1 minute for TSS to try and get the equaliser before half-time. They've been pushing hard, it's just not bounced favourably for them. Whitecaps will be keen to get in to half-time now, get a chance to regroup. TSS will not want this half-time whistle to come. Mejia, touching inside to O'Hay. They need to get the ball forward in the closing seconds of the half here. About 30 seconds of that 1 minute remaining. Sanga tussling away with Zoo, goes down, and they're going to get a chance to send a deep free kick into the box here in the closing seconds. Probably going to be the last action of the half, so they may as well send as many bodies up for this as possible. Whitecaps, I'm sure, will bring everyone pretty much back. Proctor going up now as well. Everyone is coming back for the Whitecaps. A Jagby though about 25 yards out for any loose ball. Free kick comes in, looking for Proctor. De Souza though out quickly again and smothering that one as he clutches it to his chest on the ground. That is the last action for the first half here at Swangard Stadium. It's TSS Rovers 0, Vancouver Whitecaps 1. Matteo Samori's 26th minute penalty is the difference between the two teams. It's going to be an absolutely cracking second half. You do not want to miss that. Stick the kettle on, grab your biscuit of choice, and join us in 15 minutes for what is sure to be a pulsating second half here at Swangard Stadium.
Latin part. Never get stopped by security in Mexico. I'll tell you that.
Welcome back to Swangard Stadium. It's Friday night under the lights, and visiting Vancouver Whitecaps lead 1-0 in this top of the table clash with TSS Rovers. Matteo Samori's 26th minute penalty, the difference between the two sides. Enjoying half time with the magical music from LDJ Local. If you're enjoying what you're hearing, go and check him out at the Brew Hall tomorrow in Vancouver. 9:30ish start to about 1 a.m. You will not be disappointed, and I tell you, you will not be disappointed in the second half that is in store here. It is going to be a fantastic 45 minutes. Looks like one substitution for the Whitecaps at half time. Number 94 Edwin Espinal looks to have come on, and I think number 6 Ali Zohar is going to be on for TSS Rovers. We'll just await that confirmation. Thank you for spending your Friday night with us, watching League 1 BC on YouTube. League 1 BC would like to acknowledge the following league partners: CIBC, the lead partner for Canada Soccer, the Canadian Premier League and League 1; Gatorade, Rehydrate, Replenish, Refuel; the Cruyff Institute, educating athletes, sport and business professionals to become leaders in sport management; Derby Star, the official ball of the Canadian Premier League and preferred match ball of League 1; Macron, work hard, play harder; Vibrant Performance, Canada's most trusted brand for automotive race parts and accessories; the Canadian Premier League; One Soccer, and BC Soccer. And substitution confirmed for TSS. Number 3 Gabriel Escobar making way for number 6 Ali Zohar. And we'll see what change that looks like for TSS. I think they're still going with a 4-2-3-1 formation, as the Whitecaps in the blue jerseys and the white shorts get the action underway here at Swangard. TSS came into this game top of the table as we stand at half time. It's the Whitecaps that have that top spot, but a lot of football still to be played. And here goes TSS. Sanga plays that outside, ball cuts through, and it just bounces away there from Michael Hennessy. Can't turn and get that shot off, and the Whitecaps will bring this one out. Mejia pokes that past Thomas, but just pokes it one step too far, and that is out for a Whitecaps throw-in. TSS finished the first half strongly, missing a couple of players this evening in Conor McMillan and Kyle Jones. Two long-time TSS players. They could do with their magic out there tonight. They're going to have to rely on who they have. Have they got it in their locker to get back into this one? The way they played to finish the first half, you would think so, but half-time can be a momentum killer, and the Whitecaps will have had a chance to regroup. The Whitecaps just happy to move the ball along their backline. Williams plays this forward to Samori. Shields it well under the attention of Polisi. And the Caps just playing keep ball just now, keeping it as far away from TSS as they can. Ball comes up now to Samori, tries to thread that one through to a Jagby, well read and cut out though by Shmachenko. Proctor gets the ball caught up in the turf there and recovers well to play that back. Ahe now sprays it out to Zohar on the far side. Little poke forward to Sanga. He's got room to get a good cross into the box. It's well dealt with though by Clark Tozak. Ajagbe back doing a good defensive shift here. Will I get attacked by mosquitoes? And the Whitecaps now on the attack. Long range shot from the edge of the box, and it's dealt with by Justin Sandu. The half-time sub Espinal with a shot in there. It was always going to be a balancing act. We need the lights on to be able to see the notes, but as soon as we turn them on, the mosquitoes are coming into the press box here. Whitecaps comms person Alistair Burns helping us out by shutting the doors here to try and keep the mosquitoes out. Whitecaps now trying to keep TSS out as O'Hay plays that into Hennessy, tries the curler and it just misses past the far post. Right idea, didn't quite have the direction though. It was a slow-paced start to the second half. In the women's game, but it really burst into light as that one went on.
Well, yeah, but my name's Alistair Burns.
Clark Tozak with the long ball forward. Caps keep it alive. Good play here. Ajagbe plays it out to the streaking Thomas. First time cross into the box. Proctor deals with that one. That's going to be behind for a Whitecaps corner. Their first corner of the second half. Cristiano da Silva over on corner kick duty as he was in the first half. Da Silva with the outswinger to the near post. It's headed clear by Sanga. Chance now for Mejia. Little touch forward here for Hennessy. Could do with some help. He's got some support coming up and great tracking back play there by Thomas to take that off the foot of Hennessy. Amani Thomas has had a fantastic game so far tonight. But Da Silva, Fowler Mejia there, bringing up the free kick, quickly taken by TSS as they push to get back into this. And Jagbe putting Shmichenko under pressure and forcing him back, and now the press on Polisi forcing him back. Whitecaps not giving TSS a moment to think on the ball. Long ball forward now here for Proctor. No one in the box here for TSS. I think the best Proctor could have got out of that was a corner. TSS slow in getting numbers forward there in support of the big fullback. But Proctor does well to win aside a corner. And in answer to Greg Petrie's question, yes, I did just swat at a mosquito. Apparently it sounded like that on air, so it's gone now. Referee Jakanski not happy again with how things going at this corner. Polisi will send this into the box for TSS. High into the back of the box, punched away by De Souza. And now it's going to get brought out by Da Silva. TSS continuing where they left off in the first half. They pushed hard for that equaliser. They knocked at the door. No one was answering. And De Souza came out with a couple of big saves and a big stop. Fantastic sprawling save in the first half, which if you haven't seen, certainly go back and watch that. And a big header as well from Masoud Habibullah. It's Habibullah on the ball just now. Back to goal, shielding it, battling away. Whitecaps come away with it though, and they've got a chance to break here. Jagby did so well there. He gets the return pass, but it's read superbly by Shmachenko, who will bring it forward now. Habibullah looking for some space to get the pass, forced to play it back to Proctor. Whitecaps regroup and get their shape again so quickly. They're very quick in transition, and they're also very good at tracking back and keeping that shape. It doesn't feel that the Whitecaps can just sit back like this though and soak up this pressure for the rest of the half without something given. They've certainly got some good options on the bench though if they want to freshen things up themselves. And it does look like a couple of substitutions might be forthcoming actually here for the Whitecaps. As Mahia tussling away there with Williams. Loose ball picked up by O'Hay. Cuts back, but De Silva there to pick the ball up. And he'll send this one up the pitch. Flicked on by Samori though. Into the path of Polisi. Chips it forward. Wasn't a good chip forward though. And now Espinal's going to bring this out. So it's Clark Tozak bringing it forward to Samori now in the wing. Clark Tozak continuing his run. Ball into the middle. Looking to try and play that in to Espinal. Runs through to the back now. Shot comes in, just misses the far post there. Sandhu will give him the benefit of the doubt that he knew he had that one covered, but that one did not miss by much for the Whitecaps. Almost a second as the shot came in there from the sub Edwin Espinal. The 19-year-old from Vancouver. Joined the Whitecaps in 2021 from the Blaze Soccer Academy. He's coming off his rookie season down at Oregon State Beavers. Didn't feature in any of the games. Thomas plays this all the way back to Clark Tozak. Whitecaps have survived that early burst from TSS at the start of the second half and just comfortably moving the ball around their backline right now. Clark Tozak driving forward. Long ball forward for a couple of Cats players to chase down. Nick White though back for TSS. And he can't keep that in. It's going to be out quickly taken by Espinal into Jagby. Caps keeping it alive. De Silva. Sidney Mathuta has been a real handful out there the last few minutes for the Whitecaps. And now we're going to get double substitution coming up here for the Caps and one for TSS as well. Making way is Cristiano De Silva. Coming on is number 95 for the Whitecaps, Marcus Rukavina. Rukavina, 1 goal to his name so far this League One season. We'll get to the other couple of substitutions shortly as that long ball forward just runs away from O'Hay and through to De Souza. Williams, long ball up the pitch, only onto the head of White. Proctor picks up the loose one, knocks that one back. And the kick out from Sandu over the head of Mejia, unable to keep that one in. Aidan Fong, the number 74, also coming on for Vancouver there. Taking up a position on this right wing. And acres of room as well if they can get a pinpoint cross-field ball there. Rukavina back now, trying to make things happen. Whitecaps looking to get some spark from those substitutions, but that's just a little bit too hard, and up the wing and runs away from Fong. White sends this one up for O'Hay to chase. He's playing in a more advanced position now, and he can't keep that in. It was good defensive play from Clark Tozak. But it's going to keep the Whitecaps penned deep into their half here. Fong with the throw in up the wing, it just gets away from a Jagbe, and it's going to allow Shmachenko now to turn. TSS have been enjoying some possession in this half without really testing De Souza. They need to start getting some shots in and goal here. As the Whitecaps also look set to make another substitution, but it's Mejia now. Little give and go. Sprayed out wide to Tyler Dillon, who's just come on. Good cross into the box, doesn't quite have the direction, carries behind there from Zohar and out. Tyler Dillon incidentally coming on for Gurman Sangha just a few minutes ago. Couple of substitutions now for the Whitecaps, as making way is number 98, David Ajagbe. He's had a good first hour in this. Coming on is 34, Riley Ferraro. Ferraro with a couple of goals already this season.
Entering match number 34, Riley Ferraro. For number 98, David Ajagbe. The second substitution in the 62nd minute, entering match number 23.
Amir Gassemi, the number 23, also coming on for the Whitecaps there. That's Matteo Samori, the goal scorer, the captain, making way for the Whitecaps. And right now it is Samori that is the match winner for the visitors here. Still a lot of football to be played, and the Whitecaps pushing. These substitutions have brought a renewed spark and vigour to this Whitecaps attack. As the ball comes back to Williams, wearing the captain's armband now. Still Williams, the centre back, still going. Plays this one out to Fong. Mathuta not given any room there by Polisi, and the Whitecaps will be forced back. TSS pressing game matching what the Whitecaps did to them in the first half. And a long ball over the top there, looking to try and play in Fong. Fong gets the headed pass back there from Proctor. Fong again, without making the overlap. Fong, lovely little chip into the box there, looking for Gissemi. Oh, and a sloppy play at the back there from TSS. Tyler Dillon with a pass back to Sandu that was never on. And Gissemi almost nicked in there for the second for the Whitecaps. And here go the Caps again. Not sending big numbers forward. White though, big boot on that. Habibullah putting pressure on Williams. An unfair push there from Habibullah. As Williams down in a heap in the centre circle, doing some push-ups for good measure. Habibullah likes to play on the edge like that, and just sometimes you get away with those little nudges, sometimes you don't. And with this referee, you're not going to get away with much. Was a clear foul by the TSS striker. Neither team really causing too much issues in the opposition box. But here's a chance now for O'Hay. They really need to get him more involved in this. It's good to see him playing in a more advanced role as it comes in. De Souza swipes at that one, and the ball came to Habibullah, who I think was in two minds as to what to do there, and in the end didn't come off, and flag goes up. But De Souza certainly had an adventure out there tonight. Some fantastic stops and some heart in the mouth moments as well from the young keeper. TSS, I think, thought they had a throw in there, but it's come all the way back for a free kick. Or a drop ball in the Whitecaps box. No one really sure what was going on there, but De Souza doesn't care. He gets a big boot on that. That's some kick from the keeper. And Gissemi lets that run out, and it's going to be a Caps throw in midway in the TSS half as we approach the midway point of the second half here. Stretch and challenge there on Shmachenko, penalised for the Whitecaps. Gissemi just stretching too much there. Sandu sends it deep into the Whitecaps half. The loose one breaks here to Hennessy. Nothing's really come off for this front line for TSS tonight. Sanga, touch inside. Polizzi forced back but turns away under constant pressure here from Ferraro. Rovers keep it alive, try and get something going up that right side, but it's just going to run out, and it's going to be a throw in to the Whitecaps deep in their half. It's been the story of the night for TSS so far. They've been knocking at the door, but they've lacked the penetration in the box. But they are going to push very hard in the closing quarter of this match to try and get back on level terms. Spoke about they've done it against Unity, they've done it against Harbourside. Now they look to do it against the Whitecaps to keep top spot in the League One standings. Fancy footwork out wide, it's chipped in, and it's just going to run through to De Souza. No TSS player able to get anywhere near that one. TSS getting on with things too quickly for the referees' liking there. 2 balls on the pitch. Enable build again from Sandhu at the back. Long ball forward over the head of Proctor, who's playing a very advanced position in this second half, because we saw Kean Proctor last year playing as an out-and-out striker and a winger. As Mejia goes for the shot, that was an ambitious effort from the Colombian, not testing De Souza at all. Proctor with a header forward to Mejia. He chips that forward from Masood Habibullah to run on to, well read though by Clark Tozak. Habibullah battling away, trying to win that back, can't. And it takes the touch off him and out for a Whitecaps throw-in. Fong will look to send this up the line. Flicked on by Rukavina, and that's a nice touch forward here. Ferraro in on goal. Is he going to have to go himself? He hasn't got a lot of help up there. Cuts inside, gets the shot for a huge block from Shmachenko there. And he had to time that right, and he had to make that to keep Riley Ferraro away from getting his 3rd goal of the season. The 17-year-old forward has certainly added a spark to this Whitecaps front line as the shot comes in. And it's right in to the chest of Sandhu, who quickly sends this up the field. Takes a favourable bounce. Mejia trying to run in there. And that was a good defensive play from De Souza and from Williams as well, that just did enough to deny Mejia. But here comes Ferraro again at the other end. It's end-to-end stuff just now. Gassemi. Nice footwork from the sub, but Rovers win the ball back. Can't keep it in though, and it's going to be a throw-in to the Whitecaps midway in the TSS half here. And they will not be in any huge hurry to do this. Try and run off as much time as possible as we're in to the last 20 minutes of this one. Shmachenko tried to usher that through to Sandhu, but Sandhu a little bit slow coming out to that. Shmachenko having to do all the work. Zohar now plays this forward to O'Hay. He's got Mejia in front of him. TSS need to send some bodies forward as the Whitecaps have a lot of players back here. Mejia, good delivery. It's over everyone though, and it just runs through, and the Caps will bring it back out. And this is exactly where the Whitecaps want to be in the TSS half. I thought they'd got themselves a corner there, but takes a touch off Wathuta and out. And Dillon sent crashing to the deck there, and that's going to bring a chance now for TSS to launch one into the box here. They haven't got into the Whitecaps' final third all that often. They certainly haven't been too much of a threat in the box, but at these set pieces they've certainly got some big bodies, Shmachenko, White, Proctor, that can get on to a good delivery here. Chipped in to the box from Palisi, on to the head of O'Hay, and takes a touch off, I think, Clark Tozak in the end and behind for a TSS corner. Pelosi will quickly get over to take this one. Rovers keep all their big bodies up. Mejia on the edge of the box if anything breaks to him. Nick White prowling at the back of the box here for the Rovers. Corner comes in, does come to the edge of the box, but Gassemi there with a big boot to send it up the field. It's going to come back, but a loose play then. Gassemi I thought had won it back there, but the referee saw the foul, and TSS will keep the pressure on, and their bodies up there with another chance to launch something into the box. Mahia was calling for a quick pass to him. He was in acres of room out left here, and now the referee making Polizzi go back with this free kick. Matteo Polizzi will float this one into the box. Can he find a TSS head? Finds O'Hay, who chips into the danger zone. We've got the equaliser. Gurman Sanga ties things up in the 74th minute, the third of the season, and the Whitecaps Academy alumni comes back to haunt his former alma mater, and we are tied up at Swangard in the 74th minute. It's TSS Rovers 1, Vancouver Whitecaps 1. Great free kick into the box from Polizzi, and the header on from Devin O'Hay perfectly in front of Gurman Sanga, and he tucks that away nicely, and the Whitecaps will make a substitution here as the Swangardians dig out the smoke, as you will shortly see moving across the pitch. And we have got a game and a half on here in the last 15 minutes as Elijah Bean, the number 89, comes on for the Whitecaps. Bean has been excellent for the Whitecaps this season. On the ball just now, he's going to add a sure spark to the Whitecaps attack in the last quarter of an hour here. Yet to get his first League One goal, but you feel that is going to come sooner rather than later for Elijah Bean, to St Ricketts' nephew. I'm sure he's been watching his uncle on the TSN Euro and Copa America coverage. Do either of these sides have what it takes to get the winner? As things stand, both teams will move to the 13-point mark at the top of the League One standings. TSS have looked more likely in this half, but the Whitecaps have been very quick in transition, and they've got a really lively front three up there just now in Gassemi, Ferraro and Bean. Sanga, it's a new lease of life since that goal. Sends that one into the box onto O'Hay, and it's narrowly wide from the Rovers. I've seen Devin O'Hay bury those ones time and time again. You would have put money on that ending up in the back of the net, but O'Hay could not direct that in on goal, and a close call for the Whitecaps, and we're still tied up at 1-1 here at Swangard. Rovers though pushing hard to try and find a winner. O'Hay with his third of the season to get them back on at level terms. First assist of the year for Devin O'Hay. As Mahia gets the ball, takes a step inside, fires the shot off, and it misses by the narrowest of margins at the far post. TSS coming close once again. That one missing even closer than O'Hay's header just moments earlier. Will they rue those missed opportunities? The Whitecaps hanging on by their fingernails right now. And they're getting penned back in their own half here. And a little kick out wins them a free kick, and that will get them a little bit of respite as well. Take some pressure off this Whitecaps defence that have been under the cosh for the last 10 minutes or so here. Rovers will look back at those chances if they can't find a winner and wonder how close they came. They hit the bar in the first half as well, and we have a collision down in front of us here. Player for each side down, getting treatment just now. Remember, you can follow the action all year long on League1BC.ca. Don't forget to download the League One Canada app if you haven't done so already, for all the updated scores, scorers, standings and more from League 1 BC, League 1 Alberta and League 1 Ontario. As both players down getting treatment just now. Whitecaps haven't sent their training staff on to their player though, who seems to be just getting up on his own. I'm not sure if they're aware that he's fully down. Now someone is coming over to check on him, but there seems to be a lot of concern down there for the TSS player. I think it might be Nick White. No chances getting taken there with a head knock. And we'll just take this opportunity to have a quick water break up here in the booth. Nick White still down getting treatment. 10 minutes of this one remaining at Swangard Stadium, and there's a lot of concern on the TSS players. White has barely moved since that. I watched it back just on the stream. It was a very heavy clattering into the back of his head there. So they won't take any risks at all with a possible head injury. They'll take as long as they need to make sure that he's okay. Sitting up now, thankfully, good to see. But you feel this is going to be the last action we see this evening from the big centre back. Nick White, the only player in League 1 BC history to have 2 League 1 Championship medals, one with TSS Rovers in 2022, one with the Whitecaps last year, looking to make it a hat-trick, and he's getting bandaged up here, so that's a sign at least that he is going to be continuing. Not sure if we'll get the full-on Terry Butcher blood-covered bandage from the 1990 World Cup, I think it was. These are the battle wounds that write yourself into Swangardians folklore here at Swangard. And it's good to see that White looks okay, and he looks like it's going to be good to continue. White just graduated from Harvard this year, going to Stanford for 2 years now to do his masters. He has 1 year of eligibility left to play soccer at college. So he'll play 1 year with Stanford, one of the best college programs in the US. Coming off a very solid career. 3 years at Harvard Crimson, 39 games played, 6 goals, 1 assist, and it's great to see him back on his feet just now. Applause from everyone around Swangard Stadium. No malice at all in that challenge with Gassemi and White. It's just 2 players full-blooded going for the ball, and White just came off the worst for that. But it's good to see them both back up on their feet. I'm sure they'll have done all their concussion protocols. That will see a good few minutes added on for stoppage time here, though, as both players now return to action. And we move into the last 7 minutes of regulation. Long ball up the wing for Sanga. Keeps it in, does more than that, cuts inside, tries to make room to get the cross in, forced back to Mejia on the edge of the box. Little touch inside, trying to give it back to Sanga. An important Whitecaps foot though, takes that one away. Almost a second there for Gurman Sanga. You wonder if that stoppage might derail some of the momentum that TSS had built up in the last 10 minutes. Doesn't look like it. They're straight back at it and putting the Whitecaps under pressure here as they look for the winner. They sense blood now against this young Whitecap side. This will be a big test of mentality for Ewan Fisher's side as well. Better team for chunks off the first half, the Whitecaps. They've really not been in. And here's Masood Habibullah in on goal, and De Souza had to be quickly off his line there. Great goalkeeping from the 18-year-old to deny Habibullah. It's a very dangerous front three for both these teams just now. For the Whitecaps, Ferraro, Gassemi, Bean, so quick, so talented. And O'Hay now pushing very far forward here for TSS. I kind of wanted to see him there more from the start. And he's alongside Habibullah. And Sanga with Mejia just behind them. So it's a lot of firepower there for the Rovers, who keep pushing. Proctor inside to Mejia. Cut inside from O'Hay. O'Hay into the side netting. I think there's a few folk here thought that was in the back of the net, but from our angle you saw it all the way into the side netting.
Oh boy. Okay.
And the Whitecaps live to fight another day, but they are living very dangerously back there. The best form of defence for them right now is attack, and that is what they are on. Threaded through, looking for Bean, but Sandhu quickly off his line. Elijah Bean, Gassemi and Ferraro have added a good spark since they've all come on in this second half. Bean just winning. Oh, and going through White there with a heavy challenge. A fair one though, according to the officials. Fong in the thick of the action here. Forced back though to Williams. Chipped over here for Bean. He's got space to get a good cross in here. Has to cut back though and then plays it back all the way to Fong, and they're going to go backwards here, the Whitecaps. Bean gets away, doesn't keep it in. That was a close call, but does take a touch off Proctor, and the Whitecaps are going to get a throw in here. This is going to be pleasing for the Whitecaps. They want to be in this bit of the field. They've been penned into their final third. Now it's a chance for them to keep TSS in their final third in the closing minutes here. Ferraro skips away. Very well read though by Zohar, and TSS just now can't get hold of the ball and get it out of there. Bean will take the throw in. Plays that forward. Proctor, hands all over the back there of Fong. Gets away with it though. O'Hay. Tries to get that to Dillon. Well read though by the Caps, and TSS forced all the way back to Sandhu here. Rovers keeper, big boot on that up the field. It's flicked on by O'Hay, but there's nobody that can get onto that one. As fast as Masood Habibullah is, he would need a rocket pack to get onto that. TSS now pressing, keeping the Whitecaps penned into their final third. Dillon Looks to try and make room to get the space. Hits the byline, sends a good cross into the box. It bounces to Sanga. And what a block by Sahai Williams off his face. That would have hurt, but an important block for the man wearing the Whitecaps armband just now. As that one comes in and it's tipped over from Dillon there by De Souza. That's going to bring up another TSS corner. They had a slew of them in the first half. They've had a few in this second, and Polizzi over to take this one. White, it'll be interesting to see if he wants to put his bandaged head on this. Shmachenko up as well though for the Rovers. Polisi sends that in onto the head of O'Hay, and his looping header carries high and over. As we move into the last 90 seconds of regulation here, we'll keep an eye on the fourth official for how much time to get added on. End-to-end stuff now to see this one out. Ferraro. Bean cuts inside. Nice little through ball there from Bean. Breaks to Ferraro. Fong now chips it in onto the head, and the Whitecaps go ahead. Amir Gassemi with a 90th minute header, and the Whitecaps take the 2-1 lead here at Swangard. Fantastic footwork by the Whitecaps to set that chance up, and Gassemi gets on a beautiful cross, heads it home. And the Whitecaps in dreamland and at the top of the League One standings as things currently stand, in seconds remaining of regulation time. We'll keep an eye on the fourth official as to how much time is going to get added on. There will be a lot. Have to give full credit as well to Aidan Fong for that fantastic chipped cross in there onto the head of Gassemi. But Gassemi still had a lot of work to do, and he did it superbly. His first goal of the 2024 League One season for Amir Gassemi. Gassemi has been seeing minutes for Whitecaps 2 and scored for Whitecaps 2 as well last year. TSS now pushing for another equaliser. Habibullah with a header, and that just carries high and over. So busy watching the action, I never saw how much time was added on. 7 minutes of time, minimum of 7 minutes of time added on here by the officials for the substitutions. The head injury to Nick White. So a lot of time still for TSS to get themselves another equaliser here. Second assist of the season, incidentally, for Aidan Fong. As the card comes out for Tyler Dillon on the trip there. Whitecaps will just want to run as much time as possible off the clock. Not committing many forward here at this free kick. Wonder if it is going to just hit deep into the corner. In fact, out to the far side, and to the corner the Whitecaps go. The man that is currently the match winner, Amir Gassemi, trying to shield it there, unable to keep it in. The TSS are going to get themselves a throw in here, deep in their own half. Gassemi came to the Whitecaps in February 2023 from Aries Academy, and right now the Iranian is the man that is sending the Whitecaps to the top of the League One standings. Proctor can't keep hold of that one. Gassemi again will just take this to the corner flag, and this time he can't keep it in. It runs behind for a goal kick for TSS, so they might want to change, try a different tactic or go for the other corner flag, because that's 2 attempts that haven't come off for the Whitecaps here. This is going to be a barn-burning last 5 minutes. Dominique De Paolo has come on for TSS Rovers. He got the last gasp equaliser last Sunday to earn the Rovers a point. Can he do it again? Just now though, it's the Whitecaps with the ball. Bean. Touch inside to Rukavina. He's dispossessed and now Rovers get a chance to break. Habibullah. Good ball out wide there to De Paolo as Habibullah caught from behind as he sent that through. Referee playing the advantage, and that takes a Whitecaps bounce off the corner flag and it's going to be out for a throw-in. As we need a little bit of urgency here from TS, waiting for the referee's whistle. Not sure what the delay was there. Sanga turns his man, hits the byline, sends it dangerously into the 6-yard box. Williams again with a big boot on that to clear. TSS keeping it alive. Flag up though on the far side on the Rovers as that ball came in. It looked like it was a handball on Tyler Dillon. Referee had waved it away anyway, so the Whitecaps get a free kick instead for the offside. Sahai Williams has put in an absolutely tremendous shift out there at the back line for the Whitecaps. Couple of huge challenges in the closing minutes as well when it was tied up at 1 apiece. Erring towards giving him AFTN player of the game. That's the ball chipped forward. Ferraro cuts inside. Will he go for the shot? Gets into the box. It's won back by TSS. 3 minutes off the 7 of stoppage time remaining here. Habibullah. Crossfield ball to a wide open De Paolo. Sorry, to Dillon. Dillon sends it in too close to De Souza though, who will fall to the ground and run some time off the clock here. He's given up one tonight. He's had a few shaky moments as well, but he's had a couple of big saves in his first appearance of the season. Matthias De Souza. His keeper at the other end, Sandu, sending that forward. Too much on that. And the Whitecaps are 2 minutes away here from handing TSS their first defeat of the season, their first defeat of 2024. There's still time for the Rovers though, and they will fight to the very end. For now though, the Whitecaps just want to get this anywhere out of their half and up the field. Flicked on by De Paolo. And that goes the way of the Whitecaps. The Rovers thought they had the throw in there. And that's a great chance now for the Whitecaps to run out these final 90 seconds. Near where they want to be just now in the TSS half. Rovers need to get the ball back. They need to get it up the field, but they just can't get hold of it just now. And Shmachenko goes down, wins his side a free kick, and now they will get the ball back as we move well into the final minute here of the minimum of 7 that was added on by the referee. Remember, we could go beyond those 7. There has been a couple of stoppages, but the referee blows it time a little bit early there, and that is the final action. The Whitecaps have handed TSS Rovers their first defeat of the season. It finishes here at Swangard. TSS Rovers 1, Vancouver Whitecaps 2, and with that victory the Whitecaps go to the top of the League 1 BC standings. They've got a 3-point lead now over TSS, over Unity and over Altitude. Matteo Samori giving the Whitecaps the lead in the 26th minute from the spot. German Sanga tied things up, finishing off a Devon O'Hay header in the 74th minute for TSS, and then in the 90th minute Amir Gassemi rose beautifully to head home an Aidan Fong cross. That proved to be the winner for the Whitecaps, and they are now in pole position in League 1 BC in both the men and the women's division. They are back on the pitch on Wednesday, June 26th, when they travel to Unity out at Cloverdale. No stream for those games, so you don't want to miss that. Get along to Cloverdale on Wednesday, taking that action as Unity will take on the Whitecaps. Should be two fantastic games between teams battling away at the top of the men and the women's division standings. Thank you for spending your Friday evening with us. I've been Michael McCall. Until next time, thanks for listening, thanks for supporting League 1 BC, and we'll catch you at the pitch again soon. Bye everybody.